just the more security for West Layton High School. Okay. Time to do things that I want to do and location of where I'm going. Friendships, students, watching you guys grow up. It's a lot more calmer, sorry, a lot more safe. There's a lot, but the thing that stands out is students are more polite, more kind, and more respectful at West Layton. Just one. Well, there's many, but the one is, there's a senior prank. They let chickens go in the 260 hall. That's one of my best. Just watching teachers and administrators chase chickens.
Was that like?
It was a senior prank, and I'm not encouraging any pranks, just so you know. Prepare. Moving to Myrtle Beach, and traveling wise, going to Greece. Because it was my job. It's never personal, it's just business. T-Staff talent show. That was one of the best. It was for a good cause. Everyone joined in, we had a good time. Students, staff, teachers, everyone. That would be the number one. Why? Who was my favorite coworker?
Yeah.
Everyone that worked here. There was.
Yeah.
His name was Naraki. He's at another place, but that was my guy.
Hi, I'm Junior.
And I'm Jesus, and we're this week's anchors. Hey Junior, you've donated blood before, right?
Yeah, I donated last year for the West Layton blood drive.
Well, did you know that it's happening this year again? Student Council is doing your annual blood drive this Friday the 12th.
Yeah, I already signed up, and so can the rest of the students here at West Layton.
If you're 16 or younger, you need permission from your parents, but if you're 17 or older, you don't need your parents' permission.
So make sure you donate and don't pass out.
Student Council is also doing the annual food and toy drive being run during all lunch periods on Friday as well. Junior,
Yeah?
have you ever had study hall before?
No, why?
I've had it before, but I heard a bit of things have changed these past 2 years.
Yeah, I heard a lot of students get frustrated being in there.
Is it really that bad in there?
Well, Lupa and Liz decided to cover study hall from the perspective of students and staff.
Alongside profiling study hall, Dom and Griffin covered our autos classes offered here at Layton.
Take it.
Inside the auto service shop at West Layton, students are not just studying how cars work, they're actually fixing them. The faculty brings their vehicles here to give students real-world, hands-on experience you can't get from just a textbook. Leading the automotive program is Mr. Diebold with years of industry experience. Mr. Diebold supervises repairs, manages scheduling, and the ordering of supplies, all to educate students and keep the shop up and running smoothly.
I think the main goal is hands-on experience with live vehicles, with a variety of different repairs, whatever comes in. I think real-world car repairs help students learn by giving them hands-on experience with actual cars that come in, and sometimes we don't know what the issue is. Right, so an oil change is an oil change, brake job's a brake job, but some people just come in and say, my check engine light is on, or I hear this clunk.
Mr. Diebold explains that the automotive diagnostics, or finding and fixing the problem, is one of the most important skills prioritized in the class.
Sometimes it's a mystery that they have to diagnose and figure out like what is wrong with this car.
On top of the service class, West Layton also has a car club, which is dedicated to more extensive work on cars, mainly the club's project car that they have high hopes for.
Here it is. This is the project car that we work on in car club. Sometimes in class here and there, but it's mostly for car club students to come after school. It's an 83 Firebird. We bought it as a roller. That means it had no engine and no transmission in it.
Car club member and auto service student Timmy Ferris has put in many hours on the project car and in working on cars in his automotive service class.
I am in Autos Club. Autos Club, we work on one of Mr. Diebold's personal cars, and we are attempting to get that running by the end of the year. And now I work on teachers' cars and some students' cars. On this car right here, we did a oil pan gasket. So we had to take the oil pan off, and a day-to-day stuff would be like brake pad changes and oil changes.
According to a Cooper's Tire survey, around 81% of drivers have experienced a flat tire. Tim says that changing a flat tire is an important skill to know. Journalists at Wrenchway say that teaching automotive skills in a high school is necessary to prioritize saving money, real-world uses, and even a high-paying career.
I like the hands-on ability and seeing different types of engineering and ways that different manufacturers do things. It's useful because, you know, if you were to get a flat, I can fix a flat tire on the side of a road, or I can apply it to a job and go apply somewhere and have some credibility.
Automotive skills are important to teach in high schools. We are lucky to have an automotive program here at Leiden, with kids and teachers that are passionate about working with their hands.
Many students at West Leiden High School have noticed changes as the deans have implemented stricter study hall rules throughout the years. What used to be a time to catch up on work or even have a little social time now just feels extremely limited. As the article, The Importance of Socialization, explains, social interaction provides the means via while we gradually become able to see ourselves through the eyes of others and how we learn who we are and how we fit in the world around us. Being around peers also lowers stress and helps us feel like we belong, so study hall is more than just quiet time. It's a chance to learn, grow, and connect. Senior Isabel Carell experienced study hall before the new rules and says that the period used to feel more flexible and enjoyable. Here she is.
Because it was like a free period. Like, you didn't do anything. But sometimes I would log in. First, it was definitely a free period, and then it became we had to start putting our phones up, I think. And then it got to the point where we all got assigned seats and separated, and then you talk to your friends, and it was just bro, you had to lock in, and it was I didn't like it. I think it's kind of a waste of my time, and the fact you don't get a credit for it, it kind of sucks. So it felt like I could have been doing better things with my time. But
students say that the new policies makes it hard to get anything done, and some are just asking for the option to have a quiet, responsible social time during the period. The administration say that the rules are meant to keep students focused, but for many, the changes have sparked frustration and call for more flexibility. The new policies limit movement, reduce conversation, and make the period feel very restrictive. While the administration say that the changes are meant to keep students focused, many feel like they can hardly do anything. Here we have the study hall supervisor, Ms. Jackson's take on study hall, and Ms. O'Neill elaborates how study hall works. Dean Hernandez had a certain way she wanted study hall to be. It was supposed to be a structured time, and I kept it that way since I've been hired. I heard it was different before, more like a social period. You guys could do whatever you guys wanted. She did not want that.
So study hall is really important for students if they need it for an academic support, not only for a quiet place to study, so we want to be mindful that we can support students with a quiet place to study and complete their work, but it could also be a place where they can get extra time to work on things. They could access the writing center or the math center, and they can get some extra help in areas that they need help. It's really important to use it as a productive study time and to make sure that that's a place where if you need to check your grades, if you need to email your teachers, if you need to stay on top of your work or make an appointment with the math and writing center. I think there might be some kids who would say, I do need that social time in my day. However, in one space, when you have that many students in one space, you can't have both. You can't have that social outlet for some kids and that academic support for some kids. Since we do already have spots in our schedule where kids can have that socialization, and I would say independent seminar and lunch are the probably most appropriate times for that, then I would say we should preserve study hall to be that quiet academic space for students who need to either study, finish work, or get help from those outside resources.
Many say that the changes are unfair, while administration explains the goal is to keep everyone on task and make the most out of the time. Students are still adjusting, but the debate over fairness and independence continues. For WLTV, this is Lupita Arias and Liz Montiel.
Thank you, Dom, Griffin, Lupe, and Liz. Yo, Jesus, you play video games, right?
Yeah, but I like to play a lot of older games.
Ew, you're weird. I like the newer ones.
Well, let's have Jose give us a closer look at how the evolution of video games have evolved.
While Michelle and Kiki talk to another type of student, one who leads outside the classroom.
That was good.
Video gaming now. Video games started out pretty simple with games like Pong and arcade games in the 1970s where people would line up just to get a turn. In the 80s and 90s, home consoles like the Nintendo and PlayStation made gaming a part of everyday life, and games started telling real stories instead of just being about high scores. When the internet became popular, gaming changed even more. People weren't just playing computers anymore, they were playing real people all around the world. Here is esports coach McFadden talking about how gaming has grown from a solo hobby into a real community. That was a mouthful.
I think it's a combination of things. I think that the community has grown because of the internet. And I think that with the rise of things like esports, because it's a very welcoming community, and it provides students an outlet and people an outlet to kind of come together to play those games competitively. And there really is a team element to it. When I first start watching some of our players playing together, especially our state winning Rocket League players, the level of communication that's required to be successful is incredible. They're constantly talking, they're watching replays of videos and things like that. So I think a combination of all those things together has drawn more people into gaming and into esports.
For a long time, the typical gamer was seen as someone sitting alone in a dark room, but that stereotype doesn't really fit anymore. Now gaming is social. More than 80% of teenagers in the US make friends through online matches, voice chats, and gaming communities. Esports events fill arenas and gaming has become a way for people to connect, compete, and feel like they belong. Back to McFadden over gaming's roots.
It was, because it was unlike anything you could experience at that time. I mean, video games and arcades were kind of in their infancy. So being able to plug a cartridge into this device and put it on your TV and play like this huge library of games was like super cool.
Video gaming is no longer considered a hobby of greasy middle-aged men and lonely teenagers. It's a thriving, lively activity enjoyed by all. Here are some students with their stories over gaming.
Outside, I have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade retro game, in the little cabinets, with the little switches and the buttons, and you can play with 4 people, and then you battle against the Foot Clan or whatever they're called, and then you fight Master Shredder at the end.
What I see when I think of a gamer now is it's kind of still like a nerdy guy, but I think now it turned more into a casual thing. Like you'll just ask somebody if they play and they probably do. And I just think it's turned into something much more casual, just especially with phones and stuff. And Clash now has peaked a lot more than usual, and more than lately.
From the Atari, played in McFadden's time, to the Clash Royale enjoyed throughout the halls, games will continue to shift and entertain generations, meeting the desires of the players and the technology of the moment. This has been Jose Ortiz, signing out.
Every school has one student who shows up and shows us what leadership looks like. Not because they try to stand out, but because they choose to step up. At our school, that student is Julian, a CGTI teen ambassador and leader in Operation Snowball. Today, we highlight his impact. CGTI is one of Illinois' largest youth leadership and prevention programs. Studies from Illinois Association for Behavioral Health shows us that teens involved in programs like CGTI report stronger leadership skills and make healthier choices than their peers. Julian joined CGTI as a sophomore. Now, as a teen ambassador, he helps become the bridge between youth and adults.
And ever since, I've been so extremely active with it, with anti-vaping campaigns, with the Red Ribbon Weeks, with the Valentine's Day booths. I've definitely been active in that club, and I love it, to be honest. I really like the club, and I think more people should join it.
By providing feedback on what teens like and want to see when attending the annual CGTI conferences. It also plays a major role in Operation Snowball, our school's peer leadership and prevention club. The goal is simple: build connections, build confidence, and build each other up.
Listen to those youth voices, because I feel like one thing I've noticed with adults, I don't mean to undermine their efforts, but 9 times out of 10, the young person, like a teenager, would most likely listen to another teenager. So I think it's important that we, as a youth, join these leadership roles or programs and these prevention programs, and just
leadership research from CDC, belonging is named one of the top protective factors for teen mental health. Julian brings that sense of belonging to everything he touches. Recognizing Julian, CGTI Teen Ambassador and Operation Snowball Leader. Produced by Kiki and Michelle for WLTV News.
Just give our voice out there, and it just makes a huge impact on our generations and hopefully the future generations to come.
Across the country, boys volleyball is the fastest growing sport. Participation is up 76%. For players like Frankie, the game has never been bigger.
My name is Frankie Vincent, and I play for Pipeline 61s. I started playing just because I wanted to try it out, just to test out new sports and whatnot. It's more of a team sport. Like, you can't win without playing with other people, and like, you just really have to use teamwork and like bond with other players over time to actually get better. And it's just more enjoyable than other sports to watch and to play.
Frankie Vincent was one of 17 athletes selected for the 2025 U17 national team.
So just recently, actually, like a month ago, I made the U17 team for USA as a middle, and we played in Nicaragua in the Norseca Cup, and we got 3rd place.
The U17 success in Nicaragua showed players all around the country that they too can be a part of a young team that can have major successes and be able to compete at the highest level.
Frankie's coach, who is the director of boys volleyball at Pipeline, was first introduced to high-level volleyball through pirated DVDs and by watching girls volleyball, because that was all he could get his hands on. Today, kids can access almost any match online within seconds, giving them exposure to a level of the sport that used to be nearly impossible to find.
The kids that are really getting good really fast are watching just nonstop volleyball on YouTube, the highest level all the time. So I think that's a major factor of being able to get better at the game and then also grow the game.
Thanks to social media, clips from the anime reach fans worldwide, inspiring many to pick up the sport themselves.
I think a huge part of it is just being exposure to volleyball, like YouTube, highlights on Instagram and stuff like that has kind of gotten pretty good exposure for boys volleyball.
Boys volleyball continues to be one of the fastest growing sports in America, with hundreds of club teams being added to the AAU playoffs each year, along with multiple states each year sanctioning boys volleyball as a possible sport in their state. This has been Camille Mirajek, signing off.
All right, that's all the news we have for this week.
Thanks for joining us, and until next week.
I'm Jesus.
I'm Junior.
And remember, don't procrastinate,
don't vape,
and go Eagles!